Hello, and welcome to the Psychic Wave Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Sanishin, and on this episode, I had Gnarlord. Gnarlord is my buddy Alec. Alec is a show promoter. What that means is all those great shows that you've been seeing, all those amazing bands that you've gone to watch and been like, whoa, they were so fucking good. Well, guess what? That was probably a show that was put together by Gnarlord. That's what he does. And we talked about music, we drank some beers, we got pretty fucked up towards the end and derailed a few times, but it was so much fun. That's what friends do. You just get together and shoot the shit. That's one of the main reasons I made this podcast. But thanks again to Gnarlord for coming on. And I want to give a special shout out to my friend Nani. Nani has been on the podcast many times with his band Bundy, and he just started his own podcast, and I was his first guest. So if you go to @BundyLBC, you can listen to his first podcast and hear him and I shoot the shit. And for his first episode, it's so good. He has all the key things that you need out of a podcast. And, he has such a leg up from where I was at my first podcast. And I'm so excited for him. It's going to be a really high-quality podcast. And it just makes me really happy to see him doing it and doing it well. So today's episode is brought to you by Plygood Mattress Company. Are you sleeping too well? Is it hard for you to get out of bed in the morning because your bed is just too comfortable? Well, have no fear. The solution is here. Plygood Mattress Company. The only mattress company that puts a layer of plywood in between the mattress to stiffen it up a little bit so that you don't have the best night's sleep of your life, so that you can wake up in the morning and accomplish everything you want to at your boring day job. Thanks again to our sponsors, and here's the podcast. My voice totally cracked on the first word I said of this podcast. So this is am I hearing popping?
Was that some popping?
I don't know. I can't tell.
I did hear something.
Yeah.
It could have been my burp.
I don't know. There were some on the last podcast. I'm working out the kinks because I just got this from my buddy Nani, who I just did a podcast
Shout
with.
out Nani.
Shout out Nani. But this is the 39th episode of
Number
the Psychic
39
Wave podcast. Yeah, 39. And I'm with Alec, a.k.a. Gnarlord.
What's up?
So, we met at Desert Days or at Continental Room?
I think we met at Desert Days. You know what? Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I feel like we met and then we got home from Desert Days and I saw you. Yeah.
That's right. You still had dust on your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. But... yeah, so we were at Desert Days. I was with Tiff, my lady friend.
That was recent. That was the recent one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah, I think I saw some of that. My brain was scrambled the whole weekend.
Yeah, you were there. We didn't really talk because you were like, just,
I was trying to stay on my feet.
Yeah. But you guys had a cool house or something out there, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude. I'm retiring these. It's like echoing.
I can hear it too.
It's nasty, but
I'm gonna hear it for a little bit. But we got the girls that I took up hooked me up with a place to stay, and I had my own room, heated blanket, shower every day, a pool in the back.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to get or tag along to some people had a house out there, and Tiff knew them, and I ended up sleeping on a futon, but it was great.
Yeah.
I didn't need a shower.
I feel bad.
I was there for one day though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I definitely was there since Thursday night, and we spent the night in Joshua Tree, just out parked somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I remember I drank beers, and then I got sick, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I was shitting all over some rocks.
Yeah. Oh, desert shits.
Yeah.
Those aren't great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good when it's done, but
I just didn't feel like it was ever gonna end.
The shit.
Mm-hmm. It was I would be done, and I'd walk back to my camp. I'd lay down, and I'd be up.
Oh, so you got legit sick. You had a stomach thing.
I think it might have been the shrooms, but I feel like it could have been the Del Taco prior to the shrooms.
No, it was probably the Del Taco. Now, I've never done shrooms. I've done acid, but
I think shrooms is the first step you take into psychedelics, I think.
That's so funny because I did ecstasy before I ever smoked pot. And
it's
then
gnarly.
I did, but I was so young, it didn't like seem gnarly at the time. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, you're just getting high. And then I did acid, and then I've never done shrooms.
I think I might have done shrooms before I did acid. When I was growing up, I was really into like experimenting with stuff just because I felt like I was able-bodied.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't everybody think that at 18, 19? They just feel like the world.
Yeah, I didn't think about the health. Like,
oh no,
I was just like, I'm young, I'm good.
But when I first started, I made it a thing to where like if I ever wanted to try a new drug, I'd take it alone in my room.
Oh god.
You know, somewhere I'm safe. There's no one around because I want to know how my body reacts, how mentally I'll react.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out and do it in public for the first time. You know.
Well, that's the thing that scares me is I don't like doing drugs alone, just in case I have a heart attack. So like, I don't know. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I have a heart attack every time I do drugs, but I don't know.
Yeah, like a little one. You're like, oh shit, that was it. Like, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, I could die now. Yeah.
But yeah, so I met you at Desert Days, and then at the Continental Room, and then it was a little bit after that I realized that you throw shows and do that whole thing, and that's the main reason why I asked you to come on the podcast, because I talk to people that are doing creative or cool shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
So when did that whole thing start, or how did it start?
I guess it all started when I graduated high school.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Don Lugo High School in Chino, California.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in Chino, borderline Pomona, borderline like Montclair. Like it was a weird thing where we're really all close to each other.
Tri-City.
Yeah, definitely. Almost Quad City with Ontario. But anyways, after I graduated high school, I don't know, the scene back then was weird.
How so?
2010, I felt like I'd go to a party and it'd be like just like some party boy music, you know?
Yeah.
Some the swag.
Yeah.
Era, you know, what's that called? Streetwear.
Yeah. I was DJing electronic music at that time.
The Guidos. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like,
I didn't like it as much. I felt like I couldn't connect with anybody, and I felt like the girls didn't like me.
It was all just partying. It had nothing to do with social.
I felt, even though I didn't dress like it, I just felt way more punk, and I felt way more like I listen to rock and roll, man. Like I almost had to like hide that a couple years with the people that I used to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
When I turned 20, I started hanging out with a group that were going to Chino Hills, and they started like a streetwear brand.
Mm-hmm.
And we opened up a shop in downtown Pomona on 2nd Street on Locust and 2nd on the Antique Row side. And we used to go there and just make clothes, screen print.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I first got into like screen printing clothes, and I got like that skill at 19. And then we started throwing parties there, but like my boss, who was my boss at that time, she worked for like Crooks and Castles and a bunch of other streetwear brands that are pretty big. Diamond. I think she might still do stuff for Crooks and Castles. Shout out Bono. And we threw parties and stuff, but she wouldn't let me get a band. She wouldn't let me get like bands there. She wanted a DJ or like a rapper. You know what I mean? Rappers and DJs. And that's when I realized I was like, I'm in the wrong circle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting anywhere with these people. I don't fit in. We were going to parties that were just like in Beverly Hills with like some swag boys with like mom and dad's money super hard. You know, hear from like the Philippines, or hear from like Korea, just like mad balling and
I went to a private school in Anaheim, and the kids were driving like, there were legit
BMWs, like, Ferraris.
Yeah, and shit, in the parking lot. And then I would go to like spots. I just talked about this on the podcast I did last night, where like I'd go to hookah lounges where like they treated us like royalty, because one of the people I went to high school with,
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and it was like they were like,
they got gasoline.
Yeah, so it was weird, and I didn't feel a part of that either, even though I tried to fit in by doing the DJ thing.
Of course.
And I was good at it. It's just, you get no fucking respect doing that shit.
No, they treat you like shit.
Yeah. Well, they treat bands like shit too, but it's different.
It's different because it's just like, there's still probably love in that shit.
Yeah.
This one was just like, no, like, where's your fucking, Supreme ass shoes? I don't know, fucking where, I take out my wallet and it's just some raggedy ass shit. Plus I was wearing, I was trying to do the whole streetwear thing. I was trying to fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm realizing, like, why am I trying to impress these fools that don't give a shit, even if I was dressing like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like
Plus,
the
I had
feeling.
long hair. Didn't know. Yeah.
my hair's changed a lot over the years. But it's funny because I felt the same way. I tried to fit in. I did that whole thing. And the feeling that I got from that versus the feeling when I showed up dressed how I wanted, like kind of more, punk or like,
just not like, I don't know.
Not trying to impress.
Yeah.
Just kind of like relaxed.
I threw on a shirt that was like $2 probably. You know?
But when I dressed like that and I went out, getting the looks from those people that were all swagged out, that almost was like, even I loved that feeling.
Yeah, because it's just like,
I don't gotta be like you.
And then I realized and then like my boss kept me around for that prime reason. She was like, yeah, you kind of attract like the wild group, the hyphy kind of like rap music that might have a mosh pit. And then that's when like Odd Future started coming out and stuff, like Trash Talk. And then we used to do stuff on Melrose and Fairfax all the time and like throw pop-up shops, but I was still separated from them really hard, and I was never able to like cross that boundary because I'm fucking with Diamond or I'm Crooks and Castle's crew, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just weird. I felt like I was in a gang, like not a gang, but like
crew.
I can't wear that shirt because it has like,
oh, I see what you mean. You actually mean like it felt like you were part of
there were certain like brands, because around that time everyone was trying to be a photographer and everyone's trying to start their street work, like everyone's trying to fucking make some hats, you know, make some snapbacks.
Right.
And it was just like I couldn't wear anything that I wanted to, and I had to only wear like what they wanted to.
Right.
And I realized like, yo, that's not me. Mm-hmm. So then I just cut myself off from that group, and I started going to shows. And I started putting myself out there, and then I started meeting people. Yeah. And then next thing I know, you know, I met the Hikers, and they were like 14, and I was like 20, and I was like, these kids are cool. Age difference is weird, but you know. But we'll skate, you know? Yeah. And I want to hear you guys like jam. Yeah. And that's how that started. And then from there, I just kept on throwing myself everywhere. So like, you know, like the last pod.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, what is that?
Let me unplug my Alexa.
Is that a ghost?
My Amazon Echo. Ah, you bitch.
It's alright. Alexa's pretty cool sometimes. She's the only one talking to me at times.
That was annoying as fuck. That's happened twice now. But yeah, so you met them.
Yeah, like I was saying on the previous one, I told you I was listening to Tiffany's podcast. Shout out Conti. I started putting myself out there, and then I was that guy that was just like, dude, who are you? Like you're everywhere. Like I see you everywhere, and you're always looking like you're having fun. You know, you're smiling. I never see you pissed off or anything. And then from there, it just grew. And putting yourself out there, you know.
So it was really just started as going to shows, and I mean, I understand the meeting people sort of thing because that's how it happened for me. I haven't done the kind of stuff that you or Tiff have done, but I mean, I know more people now than I did before. Mm-hmm. Genuine people just through like going to see shows. Yeah. But
same interest.
When did the opportunity come up that you like put together a first show? You know what I mean? Because there has to be a thought process like, oh shit, I can do that. Yeah. You know, like
yeah. Well, I just I went to a show once at a house, all hammered. Like I was maybe like 18, 19. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to separate from the streetwear stuff, and I went to the show and I was like, dude, who lives here? Like, what is going on? It was a house show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, that guy lives there. And I went over and talked to that dude. And I was like, dude, how did you do this? Like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. This is cool. Like, I want to do this, not every night, but every night I go out, I would love to go to something like this. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, my parents are just out of town, bro. And I got a lot of friends that are in bands. And they wanted to play. That's about it. Holy shit! Yeah, it's that easy. It kind of is if you really think about it. If you were surrounding yourself and putting yourself in the environment, you know, you're gonna adapt, and not only adapt but conjoin and bring everything together. Yeah. And that's what throwing a show is.
I mean, I've only thrown one show under Psychic Wave, and it was literally like Tiff was like, "Dude, I'm so fucking tired at work. Can you put together a night?"
At Conti?
Yeah, at Conti, and I was like, oh, "Okay." Yeah. And then you just ask bands, and that's literally it. Yeah. But the difference is, which I think is probably part of the reason why your former boss kept you around. What I've noticed with the Gnarlord Presents stuff is there is a unified, not image, but maybe vibe, and it happens to be
target audience.
There is a target audience, but like the nice thing about it is it doesn't seem like it's, you know, put on. It just seems like this is the kind of stuff you're into.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I don't want to throw anything that I'm not into because I wouldn't want to be there.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And I wouldn't want anybody to be like, oh, we should go even though that shit is stupid to support Alec. No, I want people to go because that shit looks fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I guess when it really hit me was when I moved to Fullerton.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the High Curbs play my house, like in my living room. And they had played prior to that. And it was like 10 people, and they were like, everybody there might have been 16, you know? And I was like 20, 21.
So are they from Fullerton?
They're from Chino, where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just like we're in the same city. Like everyone skates the same fucking skate park in Chino, AP. So everyone who's in that little circle is at the skate park, like sun up, sun down, just drinking, smoking, you know? So I got the High Curbs into my house, had them play. I had another band from Chino play. And I thought to myself, wow, and it turned out to be a big show. There was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been to have you been to my house?
Or if I have, I didn't know it. Where do you live?
I live on Valencia, right by the Circle K.
Oh yeah,
like
I mean it's like right here.
Yeah, right there. And I live in this place where it's an apartment complex, which is funny is that everyone was showing up like, yo, like, is this the house? And I was like, oh no, it's not a house. It's an apartment.
Yeah.
It's it's that door. Yeah. Like, fuck, there's gonna be a show in here. And I was like, yeah, there's gonna be a show in there. And that attracted more people and the word of mouth. And then I live in this place where
apartment
it's like
parties get ratchet.
Yeah, so I have this parking, like a parallel parking, not a structure, but just an area for everyone to park. And it's like an inside gated area. And it was all filled. And I had like my neighbors like just like coming to me like, yo, shut this thing down. I was like, dude, you can't.
You're like, dude, I hear what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying,
but,
like, but it's just
I'm having too much fun.
It's fucking midnight.
It's gonna get shut down anyway.
Yeah,
like just let it play out.
You probably already called the cops, fool. So like, go back into your house. Just just go to sleep, man. Like it's gonna be over in the morning. We'll see each other, and it'll be like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know. And he was just
one party.
He went back, and then so he was one of the guys that was every party I had. He would come over and be like, bro, come on, and I was like, dude, you come on. Like, fucking, come on.
Yeah,
like,
you should just be like, no, come on in.
Yeah,
like, come party.
Oh, no,
like, relax.
I've tried, but it's one of those things where it's just like, dude, I make no noise all month. You know?
One night a month.
Give me one night on a fucking Friday.
Yeah. I never really threw parties at my apartment unless it was a Friday or Saturday.
I was just tired of going to other people's parties.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, not that I wasn't in charge, because that's a weird thing to say.
No, but I know the feeling. I like being in charge.
I wanted to throw something that not only I liked, but I know that other people might enjoy because it's different.
It's nice to show your friends, like, hey, this is what I'm into. Do you dig it?
Yeah.
And then when they dig it, it's like, I knew you would.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, welcome.
Yeah. It is showing them like an extension of the type of person that you are, you know?
Of course.
So I don't know. It's like, fuck. Yeah.
I just see a bigger picture. I see what I want to happen in the future, I guess, would be for everyone to give everyone a chance. You know what I mean? Like say people always come up to you like, dude, how do you feel? They used to say that all the time. Like, how do you feel about so and so starting their clothing company? Like when I was working with the clothing company. And I'd be like, well, man, like, good for them. Yeah. Like, it's a creative outlet. Everyone kind of needs a creative outlet.
It's like my buddy, I just was on his episode 1 of his podcast today. And he was like, he didn't ask me if I was weird about him starting a podcast because he knows that I'm not weird about that.
Yeah.
But
you don't consider him biting you or anything.
No. Yeah. It's like, dude, if you have a podcast and that shit goes off, like, we're friends. You better invite me on. Like, you know? And then if my shit pops off, like, you know, you're gonna come on here. Like,
that's exactly like people need to realize. Like, you need to support one who support you.
Yeah.
And two, if they don't support you, don't take it personally.
Right.
It's probably not personal. It's probably more personal. It's like them. It's like problem with them for you to be worried about it. Yeah. Everybody
that has beef with me, which I don't have anybody in my life like that anymore, is like, the reason why they had beef with me was like a misunderstanding. It was never me being a dick to them.
It's probably a misunderstanding, miscommunication.
Yeah.
Fucking,
But
that's
like,
how most relationships, friendships, any kind of.
Yeah.
That's how shit gets fucked.
I like in the past, maybe like in high school, I might have fucked a few fools over.
In high school, I was fucking people over.
Yeah, but when I got older, it was like that reputation. You'll end up with no friends. Like,
of course, yeah.
So,
You'll not only will you have no friends, you won't be respected.
So when people do their own creative ventures, and it like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's biting. I feel like it's just like, dude, my friend's doing some.
Dude, you
cool
caught
shit.
on to something cool that I've been doing. Great, like people don't bag on like other fools that are like, I don't know, playing fucking what's a video game? Fortnite. You don't go like, dude, you're playing Fortnite too. Fuck you.
Yeah, like, you're making it harder for me.
Yeah, dude, and you're better at it. Oh fuck no! It's just like, dude, let's play together.
Yeah. I think I would only get pissed if somebody started a band and a podcast and a screen printing company, and it was called Psychedelic Wave.
Yeah.
Or like it was
Psychedelia Waves.
And it's like, dude, that's what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Their images are just mine, but like
they
flipped.
just use your profile picture. They just like don't even try.
If somebody like pretended to be me, I'd be like, dude, I made it.
There's always shout out to Gnarlord _69. You're the only other Gnarlord out there, and you've been the other Gnarlord that everyone has followed by accident.
Have you been fucked up like and just messaged and been like, bro, like what do you?
No,
doing?
I never. And he's from Chino. He's from where I'm from, so I know that motherfucker knows who the fuck I am. Like,
that's weird.
Yeah,
that's
so, like,
super weird.
And he's like he's not the hikers' friends, but he's like in that age area, so he's like a graduated 2013, 14 kind of guy. But shout out you helped it. I was never gonna grab that username, bro. Like,
so how did the name Gnarlord come about?
Okay, that was a gross one. Tastes like I had Del Taco today.
That was a good one. I had a chicken Caesar sandwich.
All right. Before I answer the Gnarlord, actually, this might even go into the Gnarlord. What you got to do, guys, is you got to go to Del Taco. And how to spend under $3. Here you go. Step 1.
Dude, yeah.
Buy a bean and cheese burrito, red sauce. It's $1, I think.
I go green, but yeah, I'm still
green. Yeah, you know what? Salsa, your preference. Bean and cheese burrito. Then they have this new chicken salsa taco for $1. And what it is it's a flour tortilla with some chicken, some crazy sauce. It's not red sauce, but it's a different sauce.
Yeah,
and like chopped up tomatoes and lettuce.
Yeah,
for $1.
Dude,
so you open up that bean and cheese burrito, right?
Mm-hmm.
You open it. You get home and unravel it.
I'm feeling you already.
And then you get the chicken taco. You wrap it up into like a taquito type thing. Get it in that motherfucking bean and cheese, and you rewrap it like you at Chipotle. And you got a fucking thing the size of this mic. The girth is so heavy. Yeah. It has this girth certificate. Yeah, you have to pick that up.
Dude, I no lie. The other day I had Del Taco, and I got mine is the 79-cent green burrito. That's what I get. Yeah. And then I get the original chicken roller. Ate the chicken roller on the way home because I was hungry as fuck. But then when I got home, I was like, dude, how can I spice this up? Because like I'll spice up like regular top ramen. I'll put bell pepper, chicken, egg and stuff in there.
Fucking
so I make my own
soy sauce.
But I was like, what do I do with this burrito? I ended up having leftover chicken somehow. Also had rice and beans.
Oh, you made your own.
And I was like, and I put some like, sour cream in there. And then, but here's the piece de resistance. I got the burrito, and it's fat. Yeah. It had a girth certificate as well. And I put it on like the stove on a pan. So I grilled the outside of it with some cheese.
Recooking the Del?
Why
not? Dude, why not?
It was good.
I don't see why not.
There is no reason. Dude, it was either I was going to eat those leftovers that I had by themselves, or I was going to put it in Del Taco.
Or you might as well make those leftovers. You just combine them. That's what I'm saying with these shows, bro. Like, you got someone who could play music, and then a homegirl that can make jewelry. Or you got some people that are selling like clothes. Like, I want to kind of get back into the vendor spot. I used to not throw shows with vendors, so I just felt like I want the crowd to be there to either be supporting me or the bands only.
Right.
Because I felt like I don't know what I was thinking, but now I've come to the conclusion like, no, get those like people who are making jewelry, people who are making clothes, people who are making pins, stickers, anything. Like I've gotten really close to some people who are doing like stuff like that, like are doing vintage clothes and are doing pins and shirts and painting shirts and painting clothes and selling them at shows. Stony Girls collections. They've been doing some great shit, and I want to bring them on and give them a platform.
Right.
Because they make some really good jewelry, and they're all made by hand, and that's all hard ass work.
Are you talking about Stony Girl?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Her name's it's Devin, and then she has a group of her little minions.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of their stuff and talked to them a little bit. Very cool people.
Very cool people. Very cool process behind the whole thing. You know what I mean? She goes out there and they find these rocks by hand. And, you know what I mean?
There's just something to be said about like homemade creative stuff. Are you wearing some of theirs right now?
Yeah, this fucking guy right here.
Yeah, cool.
This is like, I wear this everywhere. One, because it looks good with my tan skin. Two, because I like the color of it.
It's that blue. What do the Native Americans call that? The blue.
Azul.
No. I know how to say it in Spanish. There's actually an actual.
Well, that's like a topaz. Yeah.
Topaz.
But this is like a citrine or something.
But I'm still saying your skin color with that. Yeah. That blue.
I mean, this is a newly Coachella brown, but
yeah. I've never gone.
I've only gone because I've worked it. The first time I went, I worked it. Oh. Yeah, and I've been just working it every year. Cool. Yeah, but back to the fucking Gnarlord. Well, what happened was, I think I was at a party. I might have been like 19. It was around the streetwear era, and I was at a party and someone fucking shotgunned a brew, and I was like, I could do that. I could do that. Like that's fucking easy. I could do that. And I went and I was like, dude, let's shotgun another one, and they shotgun one, and I did it really fast, and everyone was just like, wow, that was fast. And I was like, really? Like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. And then later on that night, my homie brought me a tall can of Pabst. And I was walking around, and everyone's like, that's this fucking shotgun guy. And I was like, what's up? And they're like, you gonna shotgun that tall can? I was like, yeah. I
have to now.
Yeah, so I fucking pop it open with my tooth. That gets a reaction right
I've
there.
Never done. Yeah, I would already have a boner.
Here, I'll do it right now. Check it out.
Do it.
Let's see. See that tooth?
Are we gonna shotgun one right here?
Yeah, I mean, I've already popped one open.
So how do I? You're doing with your bottom or your top?
I have a fat canine down here. You got a canine. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to get that canine right under the lid in there's an air bubble. There you go. And then get your thumbnail and carve out that hole. Yeah, you don't want to push. You just want to carve. Is you bleeding?
No, but
you're bleeding?
Almost.
All right, cheers. My first shotgun on the... Oh, then, okay, this is what you get.
Fuck, I should have lined it up better.
Did you get it all weird? Yeah. You wanna get the top guy lined up with your hole.
It's alright, I'll wipe this down after.
Alright, I'm gonna do it over the leather.
Oh, wait.
No, I feel like I'm not gonna trip anything. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2. So I got really good at shotgunning beers pretty fast. Yeah, so I'm getting to that shotgun.
See, yeah, it took me twice as long as you did, man.
So this guy goes, "You get a shotgun that tall can." It sounded like Randy Savage. And I was like, "Yeah, brother." And God. I did it. I remember I shotgunned it, and I'm like halfway down, and I'm thinking like, "All right, it's coming, but it's fucking coming right back up."
Oh,
it's because it's foaming. Yeah, it's foaming super hard. 24 ounces, you know.
Oh yeah, that's no light.
So I get it down, and I'm just like acting cool, you know.
Yeah,
throw it down.
Kind of walk into the next room just in case you hurl.
Not even that, just like trying to be like, yeah, fucking giving everyone the fucking nuts and shit. Like everyone's just coming up to me like,
giving everyone the nuts.
And then some guy was like, dude, that's fucking gnarly, and like walks off. And I was just like, that's pretty gnarly. and then I remember thinking like that. I was like, that was pretty gnarly. And then I was like, excuse me. And I walked over to the planter and just like, foam. Yeah. Mainly foam.
People were hyping you up too hard that night, so you were just like, let's go.
Let's fucking go. And it stuck with me. I remember like throwing up and going like, it's all right. They think I'm gnarly. Like, you know what I mean?
At 19, we do some stupid
shit.
Yeah,
and these were like older cats, you know? And I felt like they were cool. Yeah. And at 19, you might even think the 23-year-old dude is fucking cool. You know?
There's a lot of similarities, I think, in the type of people that we used to hang out with, but I was always one of the dudes that hung out with the older kids.
Yeah.
And it was a sense of pride, especially when you're younger.
Of course.
But now it doesn't matter as much.
Now it doesn't, like, to me, I'm like, dude, why the fuck was I hanging out with such an older crowd? I could have been hanging out with fucking some nice 17-year-old cat. I'm 19.
Yeah, but
I'm 19, 20. I could be hanging out with the fucking cool 17s and still not be looked down upon. Like the cool 17s, not
right.
the,
No, yeah. I think it's more inclusive these days.
Yeah, I feel like I wish I would have known that there was 17, 18-year-old boys out there. That sounds weird. Anyways, trying to or playing guitar in their garage, just drinking beers by themselves.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's people like that because I get all these bands together. And I'm like, dude, how old are you? Like, oh, we're 18. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
If when I was 20, I was looking for you guys to hang out with. Instead, I was hanging out with these 23, 24-year-olds, trying to impress them.
And always feeling inferior in a way.
And not only feeling inferior, just feeling as though, I'm not accepted by them. But I'm still going to go tomorrow and hang out with them. Dude, yeah. I got sick and tired of that shit.
I always stuck around a little bit longer, I think, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I could get this 23-year-old chick to, suck my dick. But we'll see. I've never... yeah, I don't think I've been with a chick older than me. Wait. No, I had to have. I don't know. I just shotgunned a beer. My brain kind of went a little lopsided.
But that's what happens, man. And then, it stuck. The gnarly thing stuck with me for a bit. And then around that time, Instagram was popping. It wasn't really on its what it is now. Jesus Christ, what is it? What is it now?
Champagne Poppy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't dig Drake at all, but I heard somebody saying today.
But what I'm saying is that around that time, Instagram was just and it might have been, Tumblr was bigger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's that era. Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook
Snapchat's kind of
MySpace is dying.
Yeah.
But still there.
Yeah.
It's still...
They're
it
trying
turned
to bring
into
their music thing.
Shit.
Yeah. Bring the music back.
But yeah, so Instagram was just starting out, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking create an Instagram because pictures are tight.
Because pictures are tight.
And in high school, what was cool about me? What's cool about me? No, fucking I was in these AP classes and stuff. You know what I mean? I was in that smart group in high school.
Was not me.
I was in that group that was just the teachers didn't give a shit if I came to school smelling like weed because I'm passing their classes, Yeah. And I'm passing the AP classes.
It's funny because I came to school smelling like weed at a private school and they didn't care. And I was getting bad grades. And I was also very visibly on 3 pills of ecstasy.
Yeah.
Giving a class speech. And they were just oh, Andrew.
He's going to get a bad grade.
Yeah. But they didn't... I actually had the thought the other day. I was like, I need to message Mrs. Brusky and be like, how the fuck did you not report me?
What the fuck, Miss Brusky?
Dude, I went down a long road with a crash and burn in Vegas because you didn't tell the teachers that I was on ecstasy. Yeah. She had to have known.
Yeah, maybe she's just oblivious, bro.
Nah, she had...
No. She gave me the ecstasy, bro.
No, I think she knew.
Yeah. The only time I got busted in high school, because my mom works in the fucking school district.
Okay.
I had my mom for 2nd grade as a teacher.
Who's at what school?
Chino Unified School District.
Okay, then I wouldn't know her. Okay.
Yeah. So my mom is a teacher, so I had I remember I went, it's the last week of fucking high school, senior. I was in some AP class. I left, went to the restroom, went to the parking lot, and just smoked a quick bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I come back to class. Take it, I got a fucking 96% in this bitch's class. Right? Mm-hmm. I can call her a bitch because she's a bitch.
Yeah, some people are bitches.
Yeah. And she straight goes, she walks by me, sniffs me, and goes you smell like weed. And I was just nodded my head, went back down to my work like I usually do. And she emailed my mom because my mom's email just pops up because you just type it.
Yeah.
And my mom, I got home that day, my mom just fucking lost it. You're ruining my reputation. So I stopped smoking weed until I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And then,
it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
But it was the only time I ever got caught up was for ecstasy. But it was I don't think I've ever said this on camera, but it's fine. No, it's fine.
Cover the camera.
I don't think I'll get in trouble anymore. Wait. It's almost been 7 years since I graduated, right? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
No cop's gonna watch this, dude.
No.
They'd be like, oh, just go get that motherfucker.
I fucking recognize that door. I know where he's at.
You did do my windows.
But so I was doing tons of ecstasy at school.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, she asked me, she was like, what's it like? And I explained what it was like. And I didn't tell her, like, take it or anything. And she was like, can I try it? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And she
Here's
goes,
a pill.
yeah.
Take
no,
it
but
if you want to.
she was like, can I buy it from you? And I was like, no, dude, I'm not a drug dealer. Like, you can have one, you know, it's okay. And so I told her, I was like, take half just to try it out. Like, just be in a safe spot, drink some water.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you'll be fine.
She start fizzing at the mouth fourth period or what?
No, dude. She takes it before the whole thing before her volleyball practice.
Oh, no.
And she's like, they went like to state or whatever the fuck you call it, that team. So they took it serious.
Yeah.
And she's like, she told someone, they ratted on her. I come to school the next day thinking, you know, I'm just, you know, doing my regular thing. And somebody goes,
bro, did you hear?
yeah, pretty much. Dude,
Did you
this
hear,
guy,
bro?
I'm like walking into Spanish and this dude, Jay, goes, dude, what are you freaking out? And I thought for a second, I was like, did I just take drugs and forget? No, I'm good. And I was like, no, I'm not freaking out. And he goes, are you sure? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, dude, Cindy fucking ratted. And I was like, what do you mean?
Ratted for what?
And I was like, what? And he goes, Cindy took ecstasy for her volleyball practice. And she said you gave it to her. And I was like, I didn't even get stressed at that moment. I was like, all right, I got to pretend.
What do I do now?
Yeah. Like, and then they like called me in, asked me about it. I was like, she said what? Who?
Said what?
Why would she? She
Wait, who?
She takes drugs? You're going to trust the word of somebody that takes drugs?
Drugs?
When me? I've never taken drugs. No. I did this sap story about how my dad died when I was 10. I really fucking worked it. And I got off scot-free. But the thing was, it was just so, like, whack to me. I came up to her later and I was like, dude, like,
hey, what's up?
why don't you just, like, not say my name?
Say you took some drugs.
Yeah, like, you already got caught. Like, why don't you just say you bought it from some guy?
It's just like, because I don't want the blame, so he did it to
No,
me.
here's the thing. She was super young and super immature at the time. And, like,
Well, I mean, in high school.
we became homies again later. We didn't talk for a while. But it was like, yeah, we were in high school. We were stupid.
Yeah.
The only time I ever got caught up.
Yeah, man. Fucking high school is a weird stuff for me.
Every time my mom thought I was on drugs, it was like the one day I was not.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think my mom always thought I was high, so
Yep.
she would always just say things about being high.
yeah.
And she would always, like, what's weird about parents is they use, like, old lingo. She's like, are you smoking pot? And I'd
Dude,
be like,
I didn't know that was a weird thing until recently to
And
say
I'm just-
smoking pot.
It's not, because I say it now.
I
but
used to
she
say
used
all
to be
the
like,
time.
oh, what, are you just using your lunch money to get loaded? And I was just
Oh,
like,
that's kind of funny.
and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, like, we just using my money to score some drugs. And I was like, bro, I picked up a gram for $5.
Are you
Mom.
smoking doobies?
You're smoking drugs.
Ganja.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I said to one of my friends in high school, I was like, you guys want to go smoke some pot? And they were like, smoke some pot? Like, you want to
What are you, my dog?
And I was yeah.
What are you, bro?
And I was
Are
like,
you a cop?
I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. I was like, so no, you guys don't? And they were like, why do you say it like that?
It don't matter.
And I was like,
now, yeah, because we're smoking pot. Like, that's what we're doing.
It is pot.
And we're smoking it.
Yeah, and we're smoking it. I don't want to shove it in my ass.
I'm not trying to snort the pot.
Yeah, I want to smoke the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those people.
We used to just say, me and my homies used to say just toke. Like, we would yell toke in the middle of, like, a fucking assembly. Yeah. And, like, someone would just, like, toke! And someone would stand up, and then you just see that fool, like, go to the restroom, and you see this fool on the other side of this, and go down.
All
like,
inconspicuous.
Yeah,
Like,
just, like, go down.
I've got to pee.
We've got to go to the restroom now, sir.
Together. Yeah. Buddy system.
But fucking, yeah.
I smoked salvia in my school bathroom, which was weird.
I got my lip pierced in my school bathroom. Yeah. But salvia is a whole nother goddamn.
Luckily, we didn't go into a full-on trip, but it was pretty weird.
Yeah, I first time I did salvia before I did any other psychedelic. And I fucking
Salvia's
consider
strong,
salvia a psychedelic because there's no way it's not.
Dude,
yeah.
The thing is, okay, so how did you smoke it?
I smoked some extract out of a bong.
Okay, so the way that we did it is, like, we took a hit and we held it for as long as we could, and we exhaled.
Yeah.
Turns out, like, that's fine, But if you smoke it like this, like you get yourself a bowl, you inhale, blow out, take another hit, inhale, blow out, take another hit, inhale, blow out. By that third time, like you're on an acid DMT trip.
Yeah,
like
I believe it.
And I didn't know that.
I believe it 100%.
And all of a sudden I'm in this fool's car and like the car starts filling up with water and the Carl's Jr. like drive through and it's not even like scary. I'm laughing uncontrollably. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is all this water doing? And I mean like not like some cartoony version of water, like water
some
was
real water.
like real water was like coming up here. It was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they thought I was joking.
It's like, no, I'm not joking.
But I didn't realize that was the first time I ever like hallucinated.
Yeah, first time I hallucinated was definitely on salvia. We were in a park, and my homie said, "Oh, I have some extract," and I was like, "Dude, aren't we just supposed to smoke like the leaves?" And he's like, "No, this is like the extract from the leaves.
Yeah,
it's salvia stuff." And I ripped it out of a piece, and like I ripped it just like weed, just like took it in, just like weed, held it in, and as I'm blowing out, no time in between. It's just like as I'm blowing out,
hits you quick, dude.
And then I remember just like drooling super hard on myself. And then as I noticed, like I'm wiping off the drool, dude, like I'm wiping my arm away. You know what I mean? I was just, and then I looked up, and everything was like Legos. If that makes sense.
Yes,
like
no,
the fucking
totally.
White Stripes video. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Fell in love with a girl.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Legos and shit. Like,
I know
like
exactly
the
what you
trees
mean.
turn into Legos, and like the trees turn.
It was
into,
geometry. You started to see like
weird. The trees started turning into like Mickey Mouse shapes. Like it was weird. And then I remember I got up and I started to run, and I just obviously face planted into the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember like I face planted into the dirt, and then all of a sudden like my life was like a book, and I was like flipping through pages and shit. And then I woke up going like, "Yo, what the fuck was that?" And everyone was just laughing at me, and I was like, "Your turn."
Yeah.
It's your turn now,
dude. It's
bitch.
more the crazy thing about salvia and like kids our age is like I didn't know it was like that,
and it was legal. You could buy at a smoke shop,
and I just
no one knew it was like. I don't think because I was smoking weed and cigarettes back then, and I was just like, it's gonna give me a head change, and get me really. This was just like
the most faded that I ever got in high school. Which was pretty faded, but like the worst thing that happened was you were laughing uncontrollably, or like. You know, maybe some like things were moving slightly,
or you feel anxious and go home. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But then you do salvia, and it's like all of a sudden it's like you're trapped in a cartoon version of
everything in your eyes you can't trust. Yeah. It's definitely one of the first like hallucinations. Yeah. Vivid. Me being awake hallucinations where my eyes are open and everything around me is not what it is, kind of thing.
I can remember the first time that I realized I was smoking too much weed or something. Sorry. It was like I was I rolled my first blunt, didn't know what to do, which was like a lot of weed in there. Me and my homie were hitting it. We hopped over his fence to go like Alberto's or something.
Miguel's June.
And then as soon as we like get over the fence, I'm like looking at like the street lamp. And it turns into a movie. Like I'm literally in a movie. Like reality went away and I was no longer. It was like I was watching from the outside. Yeah. And then like every second was like this weird like thing. And then another time, that was the first time, but it adds up to what happened later. Yeah. Another time, my uncle who had gotten a DUI, I was at Disneyland doing ecstasy. Hadn't eaten all day, right? But he got DUI, so he called me and my homies, and he's like, "Hey, I'm at this party, I'm all fucked up. Can you come pick me up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure. We'll come pick you up." We were coming off the pills. We were going to go get some food, but instead we picked him up. We're going to get food after that. He gets us a bunch of alcohol. We go back. We forget because we're excited we got alcohol because we're underage. Haven't eaten all day. Started drinking a bunch of alcohol. Coming off the ecstasy, and then my cousin looks at me and he's like, "Hey, fool." And I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Let's just like smoke till we can't." And I was like, "What?" And he's like,
just like keep smoking weed, bro.
Like just until you can't. And I'm like, what does that even mean? So we're ripping bowls, and we get to 12 bowls. And this was high school, and the most bowls we'd ever smoked was like 6.
Yeah, no, 12 bowls.
So, but we got to 12 bowls, and then I remember looking at this plant that was right next to me, and it was all of a sudden the plant just went like this, flapped its like leaves and shit. all of a sudden I'm watching this cowboy movie inside like the house somehow, and I'm going like this. I'm like going like this, and touching myself actually like this. And my cousin turns and he goes, "Dude, are you all right?" And I'm all, "Yeah." And I like keep doing it. But it was this cowboy movie, so I was so fucked up that when I was watching it, everybody was going, and then the desk right next to it, dude, it fucked me up. I had no idea what was going on. My brain was literally like, duh. But the desk right next to it, next to the TV, lit on fire.
What?
It didn't actually light on fire.
Oh, of course not. Oh, okay, that's what I was saying. And someone was lighting fires on it?
It didn't actually light on fire, and I turned to my cousin and I went, "I'm not okay. That desk is on fire." And he goes, "No, it's not."
You're on fire, bro.
And I'm like, this is what I'm saying. It's not. It is on fire.
That's why. And it's not.
Dude, I started closing my eyes. The reason why I brought this up is you brought up the music video. Yeah. And the White Stripes music video.
Legos.
And I went and I was closing my eyes and I was grinding my teeth and I had a bunch of gum because I was coming off the ecstasy. And I was like, dude, I was freaking the fuck out. I was trying to drink water and I could feel it moving like through every
all your vessels.
Yeah. And I'm fucking like on the couch, like just trying to go to sleep. My cousin's like, dude, just go to sleep. And I'm like, I don't think you can, like when you're this high. No. And I close my eyes and I see like prisms like coming towards me and like pyramids and jaguars and it was like all this like ancient bullshit. I was like legit hallucinating with my eyes closed. Yeah. And I just remember like, dude, it was the strongest trip I've ever had, and it was just weed, ecstasy, and alcohol. But
just weed, ecstasy, and alcohol.
No, but I'm saying I've taken acid.
Oh yeah.
And although acid gives me a different like emotional, it's so strong emotional wise. Mm-hmm. Like I've never had like
you haven't taken enough fucking acid.
Things were shooting at me like real images, and I haven't hallucinated that hard since that day.
I think the strongest hallucination I had was that salvia trip back when I was 19, and then recently I took a trip to Joshua Tree with the high curbs, and we planned this trip. We planned it pretty good. I know I'm feeling safe. I set up my tent. We're ready to go. We're drinking beers. We're climbing rocks. Mm-hmm. And then it's time to, the sun's going down. We want to see the sunset. Mm-hmm. So I take a tab. Everyone takes a tab. And then an hour later, like, my homie goes, like, should we take the second one we're saving for tomorrow, like tonight? And then just, chill tomorrow. And, and we all agreed. So, like, I took a second tab. And then we're on the second tab, and we all get our instruments. We all take our instruments, and we take it up to this, like, big rock. We climb this rock with the instruments. Like, it's a big journey to the top of this rock.
Yeah, and it's probably
we're all
10 feet high. I'm just kidding.
It was...
Yeah, it was good.
It's a rock.
But I've been on acid in Joshua Tree, so I understand how
it could be. It could be high from, like, just getting down from here.
Yeah.
So, like, we climb up all these rocks, these fucking instruments with, like, a cajon, like a guitar, tambourine, all this stuff. We get to the top, and we start playing, and everything's cool. And then I was just like, dude, everyone just starts like sounding
getting
shitty.
Weird. Yeah,
everyone's just like, bam, 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 bam. It's hitting shitty ass chords, and I'm not on beat. And I noticed everyone's like walking like a baby deer, like just like
dude, like especially in Joshua Tree where you have to really watch your footing.
Yeah, everyone's just like walking like they're Bambi, baby deer, like their legs are all shaking. I was like, dude, get home. How are we gonna get back down this mountain with all these instruments? Yeah, like okay, everyone fucking get it together. And then we're carrying down these instruments, and like I was carrying a guitar, and I was walking down, and all of a sudden, like the guitar, I just felt it just melt through my arms. Yeah, melt through my arms, and I was holding it. It looked like I was holding, like it was like,
it was
like the you know when SpongeBob lifts his arms up and they go opposite. That's why I felt like this, like it was just draped,
around you. Yeah,
and I took it down. And then we were down there and we were smoking some weed. And then my homie goes like, yo, like, should we just take all the shrooms then?
Oh, God.
So then we're like,
oh, my God.
Yes, let's do it. So we take...
I'm never hanging out with you and your friends.
So we split an eighth of shrooms between 3 people. Like 4 people.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
we're all on 2 tabs, too.
Yeah.
So then the shrooms start kicking in. And then we're seeing, like, explosions in the sky. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
But then we notice, like, we're by a fucking military base that's, like, 50, 100 miles like that way.
Oh, weird.
You know what I mean? So it's probably some weird shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Aliens.
Like, I get so overwhelmed that I walk to the bathroom, which is like from here to across the street,
Yeah.
Walk to the bathroom, open up the door, and there's just bees in there.
Yes, dude. Joshua Tree's
Bees.
infamous for that.
Mad bees, and I'm like, dude,
Mad bees.
and I'm freaking out. Like, are these bees real or like is it
Oh, the bees are
no,
real.
but they were there
Yeah.
before I was on the drugs, and we're there, and like I take a shit. I'm shitting because of all the.
Dude, I would not be able to even go in the
I
bathroom.
had to.
You stayed in the bathroom?
I had to
Why didn't you just shit outside the bathroom?
because I was already in the bathroom.
I
And
know
was
what
just
you
like,
mean. Yeah,
I
when
was
you're on
already there,
acid,
yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm already in here. I have
Boom,
to do
boom,
this.
boom.
Yeah.
And like I started hallucinating really hard in that bathroom because it's so dark, and it was just like I was in there for like an hour and a half, not just like but with the bees, and I walked out with just all these stings like all over my back, you know what I mean? But I couldn't feel them at all until the next morning. I was like, they're like, dude, like you're bit.
Yeah.
And then that was like the crazy.
Dude,
like,
I wonder if their poison made you trip harder too.
Who knows? After like 60 bee bites or bee stings,
dude.
maybe. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but they look like they're just like little dots. I
Yeah,
didn't
but,
swell up.
I mean,
Like,
still.
luckily, I'm not allergic to bees.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, you'd die at it.
I mean, I've definitely the thing about acid for me
Yeah.
is the visuals do not faze me at all.
Because you kind of remind yourself, like, okay, I'm on drugs, and you can control it.
Not even that. The visuals are just so exciting and beautiful to me. And even when I see my arm going like that, which I've seen it do before, that's not the thing that upsets me. I hate the body high.
It's cracky.
It's just like
It's cracky.
it's weird, and I hate the anxiety that I get. So it's all the part about acid that I hate is the emotional part of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it just really it bugs me out the whole time. I'm just uncomfortable.
See, for like the shrooms, it was like the body high was like I'm really stoned. Like I smoked a fat indica, so I'm like laid out.
I get
The
that when
body
I'm
high-
on acid.
The body high for acid for me feels like I'm cracked out. Like I feel like not cracked out.
Oh,
'cause
but
that's
you
me.
do get like restless leg syndrome, kind of like
Yeah, and I feel like this like shooting through my arms, my fingertips fall asleep type of thing.
Too much energy.
Yeah. Acid. I feel like I almost need to be drinking while on acid to like lower, like to like.
It's
eat,
exactly
like,
what it is. I came to the realization last week. I'm going to see MGMT in
that's
a couple days, and they're like my favorite band.
Yeah, hopefully they play their old shit.
Yeah, their new album's cool, but their old shit's my favorite.
Yeah.
And but I finally got seats for them, and it's in like it's just gonna be them. So it's finally the first time I'm not gonna see them at a festival. And
You might as well just take some psychedelics, then
but
you have a seat.
Here's the thing. Last weekend, I was like, all right, I'm really good at ecstasy. Like, no, I'm like really good at it. And I haven't taken it in a while. And I was like, I'm going to take it at MGMT, but I'm going to take it tonight so that I can test it out and like see how these pills feel.
Yeah.
I can't take drugs anymore, dude. My body just does not.
Or it's just like.
No, the high was
refused it.
fine. But it was just like, I just wasn't like. The high was good, whatever the pills were good, but my body just does not recuperate well the next day.
Oh, because we're getting older, bro.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I've made the conclusion that I'm just pretty much done with drugs. I'll drink and I'll smoke some pot from time to time, but like, I've done my psychedelics. I've done all that shit, but like, dude, it kills me now.
Yeah, sometimes drinking fuck. Like, sometimes I'll drink like 6 beers, and the next morning I'm like, damn, I feel weird. And then other days I'll take like 4 shots of fucking Jameson and drink a couple beers, and I'll wake up and I'm fine. So my body's fucking weird.
I only get fucked up when I drink wine or take shots. I mean, I only the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with beers, I finished off.
Yeah, beer's our best friend, a male's best friend right now. Yeah. Because I can.
Me and my girl will drink 12 beers in a night each.
Yeah.
And wake up the next morning and still go to work. I mean.
But like psychedelics, I need the whole other day. The next day.
Psychedelics, I need a whole nother year. I'm like, I need to just process this shit. But actually, I stopped doing psychedelics for a while because even on my deepest trips, it was like the whole time I was like, all right, I've seen this. Like, I get it.
That's how I felt the next time in Joshua Tree. I was like, dude, okay, I feel like I've hit. Like I feel like I've been chasing this, and here it is.
Yeah,
you know,
the peak of knowledge
here.
that I can. Yeah,
I'm here. Like, there's nothing. I don't think that there's anything that I want to progress. I mean, other than like DMT, I haven't done yet.
No, that's the one thing I'm actually keeping open because it's such a short-lived drug.
It's a short-lived drug, and it's
pretty really natural.
We make it in our body already. Yeah. It's just not enough for us to feel that way.
Right.
So it's kind of like giving our body we make serotonin in our body.
Right.
You know.
Here's my dilemma with it, which is like, I already have a loose grasp of reality.
Yeah.
I have really, 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 and I mean like really vivid dreams. Yeah. Like always.
Some lucid
dreams, but I've also had premonitions premonition dreams that are so exact that I've told other people, and then 6 months later it happened, and they told me it happened exactly the way that I said, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I have a really weird grasp on what reality is, but with DMT, I'm just worried because like when you're during the trip, it's intense, right?
But what's your body doing? You know, that's what I feel
Right.
like. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I'm going to smack some DMT in the face, I need someone that I can truly trust and that cares about me enough.
Right.
So if my body is doing something that, like, I'm going to be in my brain.
Right, because
you know
if
what I mean?
you're like falling, like if
If
you're
I'm
breathing in your vomit or some shit,
Yeah,
and
or
you're
if
face
I'm,
down,
or if I'm going to collapse into a glass table, or if I'm going
Right.
to walk into a wall,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I think pretty much DMT. They say take it laying down.
and then just lay down.
Lay down.
Yeah.
You'll wriggle around, but you shouldn't be getting up.
But I need someone there to, like,
Yeah.
watch me wiggle around.
For me, right.
Yeah.
For me, the thing is that it almost seems pointless to me
Yeah.
because I can fully imagine, and trust me, like I can
Yeah.
fully imagine what the trip's like, and during the trip, it'll be like intense. But then, like once you're done with the trip, it's like you can't remember it. You never like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a dream.
Yeah, it's like a dream. It's like you know it happened, but so it's like now I'm just like, okay, have I taken DMT? Like
Maybe you dreamed so hard that you could have been on DMT. You know, because there's some dreams I have where I'm like, it's probably equivalent.
almost every other night I have a full psychedelic trip. Yeah. My dreams are really, really intense, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things about me.
Because that's you.
It's like therapy for me. It's like every night I have this intense, beautiful thing happen to me that people have to take drugs to get.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like super drunk, I'll just knock out. But
you skip the REM.
Yeah. But like, dude, the only thing that bugs me is I almost feel like I never get a good night's rest because I'm like
you're awake
so active in my dreams. I know that the body high for DMT is the part that you need to chase, where it's like,
yeah, no, of course, because pleasure.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's an ecstasy that I haven't felt yet, but
see, I didn't take that much ecstasy in my life. I think. Like,
sorry, I just meant like that's the pleasure you're saying.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. But I just feel like I'm done with that race. Like I've ran the track, I've done the drugs. And now I'm just like,
you passed the finish line.
Do you want to like go get some barbecue and like smoke a J or like, like maybe pound a few beers?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Definitely don't want to take ecstasy and go eat some barbecue.
No, dude, that's what I hated. It was like I was taking ecstasy, and I couldn't sleep and I couldn't eat, and I love both of those things. And I was like sitting in a patio, like, when is this gonna end?
When is this barbecue gonna stop?
Yeah. I was like, I can't wait till I can fucking eat again. Like, no, honestly. It's badass.
Fucking yeah, dude. Fuck.
So what's the Gnarlord
Holy
got going
shit,
on?
dude. Yeah, look at that. We went on a whole tangent with drugs.
Drug
tangent. Yeah,
it happens.
It happens with
new friends.
Not only new friends, but like it takes this certain type of consciousness and it takes a certain type of empathy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Drugs are a weird world for sure.
Yeah, drugs are, I mean, shit. Yeah, it's a weird world, but I feel like we're hitting the age of fucking Aquarius. We're here, we're waking up. Everyone's gonna wake up. It's gonna be another like 50 years of awakening.
Explain that shit to me. I don't know anything about that. Because I am an Aquarius.
It's stupid fucking
what is
spirit science.
No, I know. It's I don't hold any merit to it, but it's interesting because I know nothing about it.
I am right there with you with not knowing anything about it. I've just been talked to about it, and I've obviously watched videos on fucking YouTube about it. But what they're saying is that, you know, around the time early civilizations, because we've obviously been here for a lot longer than everyone likes to think we've been here, the fucking human race. Yeah. Everyone likes to say like, oh, we started fucking 10,000 years ago. It's like, dude, hate to say it. Hate to say it, like it's still a lot more than that. Yeah,
it's already been disproven with the
the
Egyptian technology.
It's a big circle, and like the astrology likes to. That's their whole religion almost. Like I would call astronomy. Shit, I'm sorry. What's the one that's like?
Astrology is study of stars.
Yeah, the study is taken seriously, like in schools. Yeah, and astronomy
is more like
astronomy is like
the serious one.
Shit.
Right?
Oh shit.
No, wait, astronomy. Yeah.
Yeah, astronomy is like the Leo shit like that, and like connecting in with yourself. I think astrology is the one they you learn in school.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Astronomy is the one that you learn in school, and astrology is the one you look up, like, and be like, what am I gonna feel today? Astrology.
Dude, aren't we some idiots right now? Yeah, that shows you how much I fucking know about it. Like, I kind of,
They both deal with stars. Give us a fucking break.
It's just about like it's a whole roundabout of like generations of falling asleep, awakening, falling asleep, awakening. And they're saying that around the times of like when all the religions were made, we were all falling asleep. We're all dumb. You know what I mean?
Dark Ages.
And then exactly that. Why did they call it the Dark Ages? Because it was shitty.
Because no science.
And everyone was dumb as fuck. They're all dumb. Like, dude, they're dumb people.
The popes were smart, though. They were like, dude, let's make everybody scared, and then we can just fuck whoever we want to fuck. Take all the drugs.
So then before that was the philosophers, right?
Right.
And, you know, they were pretty dumb, too. But
at least
I minored
trying.
I minored in philosophy. Like, they were dumb. They're dumb guys that are leading into the Dark Ages. Right. Like, that led everyone, I think, into the Dark Ages, was persecuting those fucking philosophers. But prior to that, like, what did we have? Like, the Greeks were also stupid. Fucking goddamn it. But before that, like, people building like great things and thinking great, like thinking.
Dude, we still don't understand how
they knew all that, and now like, how they knew like how the stars worked and how DNA worked. Like that blows my mind, and it's just like
I know exactly.
That went to like into the Dark Ages, and then from the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Went to shit, and then now we're coming out. I feel like we're coming out of it. We're awakening. Everyone was falling asleep.
Every year, less and less people are religious or claim religion.
So I feel like in fucking 100 to 300 years, it'll be like an awakening, almost like an enlightenment type of thing.
A rebirth, a renaissance.
Yeah. So that's what I think about that.
There's two quotes that I really, really like, and one is that I forget who said it, but they said, "Imagine how far along we would be if religion didn't exist."
Oh, we'd be progressive to the max, man.
Yeah, we would like.
Yeah. We all love each other too.
And another one that it's more funny to me, but it feels like poetry when I read it and hear it. Is like somebody said, "The world died the day we stopped praying to the sun."
Yeah,
because it's like, dude, what's the one constant thing? Okay, when I get into conversations about religion with people, I say, look. I'm not religious. Let's have a full conversation about it. But can we agree at the beginning that neither one of us knows for sure, and these are just things we believe?
Yeah.
And they go, yes, I don't know for sure. I do believe.
Treat everything like a theory.
Yeah. But one thing I do know for sure is that if the sun went away tomorrow, I would die.
We all would die within 2-3 days. Yeah.
That's the one fact I know.
Yeah.
So like when I hear that thing where it's like we died the day we stopped praying to the sun, it's like. I mean, I don't pray to anything, but I'm just saying, like...
But if there was one thing, I'd pray to the sun and the moon. Even though I feel like the moon is artificial, that's another topic. But...
I still haven't made up my mind on that. I'm 99.999% sure it's real, but...
There's some backstory.
There's some shit that just gets
some
a little
dark
weird.
moon stuff. I watched too many fucking... I wouldn't consider them conspiracy theories, because they're not conspiracy theories. There's real scientists who are... the society has called smart and has given them every degree to be to.
Right.
So it's like, oh, my dad's calling.
Father of 3 others?
Father or 3 others. I have his fucking phone stored like a bunch of fucking names.
I thought it said father of 3 others.
That's his last name? Yeah, I know. But fuck. Yeah, so I liked the word gnarly. And then from there, and then I fucking went on to Instagram and I started a bunch of shit. I was Gnarls Jr. for a bit.
That's a good one.
I was Gnarlic Bread. I like
Gnarls Jr. better, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Good. I was like just Gnarlito. I was trying anything I could with the word gnar, like anything, like Gnarlones.
I like that I do like Gnarls Jr., but I like that Gnarlord is like a step above.
And then I hit Gnarlord. And then I realized, like, okay, I'm going to stick with this because I saw that shout out Gnarlord69 fool coming for that username. And I kept with it. And then from there, it just was, me throwing shows in my fucking living room, gaining respect for the fact that I was doing that. It was free.
Yeah.
I would pay the bands, but it was free to get into my apartment. It was just like, I want to have a fucking party.
Dude, I've only thrown one show, but I paid the bands. I didn't take anything home.
Yeah, that's if I'm there to party.
I did a raffle and then I split it out between all of us. But
when it comes to like making money off the shows, what I do is I want to make sure I set aside enough to pay the bands.
Yeah.
And if there's extra money, of course I'm gonna
take it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tiff helped me out with Continental throwing shows there. Like
she's great, man.
And then DBA has been loving me because I'm making them money and filling their capacity every time I throw a show.
Cool.
So like
I know that you threw one while you were in Coachella.
I threw 2.
Really?
Back.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they went well?
Yeah.
Were you like worried about it because you weren't there? Like,
yeah, me and Tiff were talking. We were at Coachella together. I was like, dude, I have a show right now. My phone's dead.
Yeah, it feels like you're like you've got kids at home and the house is on fire.
And I didn't hire a babysitter.
Yeah. I wonder how it's gonna go.
The phone's dead, so yeah. And you know what? They turned out good. I would love to. Yeah. It always is. So yeah, I have a show coming up May 15th with Stormhouse, Moss. You heard Moss before? Yeah, Stormhouse is great. They've been on the podcast. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. They're good people. I
love Ozzy.
Yeah. Fucking Moss. Moss is their fucking 17, or maybe I'm hoping to God 18, and they're punk as fuck.
That's how old they are?
Yeah.
Moss.
Really
good, huh?
Really good. They're from around here. They're from Santa Ana, I think Orange County.
Moss, get on the fucking podcast, dogs.
Oh, dude, they're good motherfuckers. And the stage presence is there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like what got me addicted to punk music is because
isn't that so great?
The stage presence is so fucking good. So I got them, and then I have Grinning Ghost. Shout out Thomas, fucking from Melted. He let us borrow his van for South by.
I do like Melted, but I haven't seen them live yet.
Oh, they're good. They're local too. Like they're always around here.
I saw they played at a skate shop recently for a record release or something.
Program, yeah.
Where's Program at?
Program is right by Cal State Fullerton by that Burger King.
Okay, I know what you're talking
about. On Chapman.
So what day is that show that you were just promoting?
May
Stormhouse,
12th.
Moss, and
Grinning Ghost, and then a band called Bannerman's Mission. They're from Dana Point. They don't really get a lot of shows, so I want to platform them, put them on a platform. That's what I like doing. Like I think that's why I'm doing these things, because I wish someone gave me a platform for what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I want to give everyone the platform that I have. You know what I mean? Like if I have a chance to put on a band that doesn't get a lot of shows, why the fuck not? You know?
Because Gnarlord does pretty well for itself, man. I mean, you really do. Like I said, I think people understand what Gnarlord means.
It's definitely self-imaging. It's more like, you know, like you always got told in fucking. Well, I got told a lot. Like you got to sell yourself, man. Like you got to sell yourself. You got to brand yourself.
So my ass is so loose.
Yeah. You're selling yourself too much.
Yeah,
man.
too much.
Yeah, too much of that. Too much of that.
No, but I think, you know, if you find something you're good at and you find something where you can do it and still be true to yourself, fucking do it.
And I can fucking kill a bunch of birds with like, you know, a stone.
Well, the nice thing is that you've gone through a lot of different jobs, but it's all been creative.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of things that you can do. Like tomorrow, if a buddy of yours was like, dude, I'm doing this startup business and like I need somebody to do something creative, you'd be like, oh, dude,
I got you with video, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I can sell your product visually.
Your videos are great.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You and there's somebody that I know. Okay, so the drummer for his name is George, the drummer for the Aqua Dolls.
George. Yeah, George. He used to be in fucking Morgan's band.
Yeah, I know Morgan too. I've been to Morgan's house.
Yeah.
And there's this other guy that is there a lot that does videos as well. Yes, Rick.
Yeah.
You and his videos I fucking live for.
Fuck yeah, dude. Rick's a good guy. Shout out fucking Rick.
When I see those videos, I'm like, why wasn't I there?
Why weren't you there?
This is what I'm saying. I'm mad at myself. Your videos are so good that when I see them, I'm like, fuck me, dude.
That's good. That's what I'm fucking trying to do. I want you to go like, holy shit, okay, when's the next fucking High Curb show? I need to go there. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do for those boys. I'm their tour manager. We're going on tour end of July, early August, going all the way to Seattle.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I manage their tour. Like, we just got a fucking van, so these motherfucking boys are mobile, and we don't have to fucking borrow vans or rent vans. Like, this is the band van.
Awesome.
Got the whole insurance and registration taken care of last week. Like, yeah.
Ready to go.
I'm their dad.
Kick some ass.
Yeah.
Well, get those boys on here before they start the tour.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's fuck. I'm down to set
I've seen the High Curbs play at the Continental.
Okay.
I have to admit, I got fucked up And I did.
Was it my? It had to be my show.
It
then,
was
right?
your show. Yeah.
Who'd they play? They play. It had to
The
be like
Nars
VCR.
were there.
The Nars played.
Wait,
I love those guys. Shout out the Nars. Shout out John. Love that motherfucker so much.
I saw one of those dudes from the Nars, or two of the dudes from the Nars yesterday at Zing's in downtown Fullerton. They went Taco Tuesday with some bitches.
Is Zing's the
Girls, sorry.
Sorry, not bitches.
They were.
They were respectable women.
Okay, like I got my bitch, and I love that bitch. Okay, this is what I'm saying. It's with love.
She my bitch.
She's my bitch. I love you, bitch.
I ain't even start loving you, bitch.
That's exactly, yeah. But this is what I'm saying. That was an endearing term. You're part of the crew. But anyway, I saw them yesterday at Zings. I didn't say hi. They don't know who I am.
It's all right.
But it was funny because I was like, oh.
Yeah. Fucking, I love those boys, man. We've been doing everything together for a while now.
I
felt like their dad. You know.
I didn't really catch on to me. I was like, why the fuck do people really like these dudes? Like, just in my head. You know? And I was like, and then I saw them do the Strokes night at Continental Room, and they did covers of the Strokes, and I was like, you know what? These guys can play. They're good players. And then, so I haven't seen them since then. But when I saw them play the Strokes songs and do them well, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, like, no, one of those bands is like, you just don't, it didn't connect with me at first. Yeah.
Well, they're there, you know, like, they've been doing this shit for like 5 years now. You know, they started the band when they were all 15. I met them when they were 15.
They're only 20? Wait,
21. No. They all turned 21. They're all 21 right now. And they just turned 21 this year.
I'm not even old, but people make me feel old.
How old are you, Andrew?
Take a guess.
25.
Close. I'm 24.
Okay, I'm 26.
Yeah, it's not that. I mean, yeah.
So, like,
once you get to 24, like that.
Once it gets to 23, it's just like everything from 23 to 30 is the same. Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Because everybody's in this weird.
My friends that are 29, like Nani and Mike from Iris. Nani's from Bunny. Yeah. But my friends that are 29.
Iris Jupiter?
No. Let's not even get started on that. It's IRESS. Oh, yeah. But my friends that are 29, they feel older than me, but it's only their insecurities because they're about to be 30.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, dude, stop saying you're
That's
old.
The same time when I was 19 and all the fools that I was hanging out with, like that were 25, they were all just like, you're fucking 20. Like, relax. And I was like, no, I'm 20. Like,
well, 19 is different because it's your last year as a teenager.
I didn't think of it that way. I was just trying to get to 21 as fast as I could. Like, I wanted to skip
I had my own apartment at 19, so I was already drinking and, like... Well, yeah. So I didn't, like, care about 21. Like, 21 just meant I could go to the bars. But I was like, man, I get a 30-pack at Food for Less for $19?
Yeah.
Like,
that's exactly... Yeah. And then I'm back there now. I'm back, like, do I go to the bar and spend $15 on 2 beers and a shot? If I'm lucky.
What you do is you do a podcast here. We get hammered.
No, what you do, my guy, is you go to my house, we go to Circle K, walk back to my spot, we drink, and then we walk to Conti because it's that close. It takes like 2-3 minutes. I know
where you're at. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. And I'm stuck there because, one, I'm paying really cheap for rent. I won't say how much, but it's cheap. Nice. It's cheaper than anything in LA for that size.
Oh, cool.
I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and I have my own bedroom. And like my own bathroom.
That's so cool.
And I'm paying maybe half as much as it would cost me if I moved to Echo Park or like moved to LA.
I know. It's hard. I'm trying to get out to Long Beach, but
Long Beach sucks. Parking sucks, I should say.
Parking sucks. Yeah. But I'll talk to you about this later. I don't want to. It's a long story.
Yeah.
Anyway, bullshit.
But fucking butt fucking me. Someone.
All right, dude. We're about an hour and 10 minutes. But thanks for coming on the podcast. It was a lot of fun.
No problem, man.
I'm glad to get to know you a little bit more and share some beers. And
thanks for the beers.
Chug one. Oh, of course.
We killed some beers, man.
Oh, we have. Wait, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8.
I want to shotgun one more with you, though. Is there another beer we can both shotgun?
There's 10 more beers.
All right, so I'm going to hold the podcast down while you go get those 2 beers so we can shotgun them, dude. You should get up fast. You're getting up slow right now.
I need to pee so bad, so let's do this.
All right, so I'm going to make sure homie Andrew goes and takes 2 beers out of the fridge and brings them back so we can shotgun them on air. Anyways, I'd like to shout out everyone that's ever shout outed me. Remember to support everyone that supports you. Stop being so fucking stingy, and obviously stop being so mad at everyone. That's my advice.
You talking about me or somebody else?
No, everyone.
Oh.
This is general advice.
Oh, okay.
Also, drink more water. Doesn't come out of the faucet because I've been drinking hose water for the past 25 years of my life.
How do you? Yeah, me too.
Here,
Wait, no. Where?
All right, there's a bubble. You got to tilt it upside down, line it up with the lid right there. It usually hits the ounce. You see the ounce on the back? The little OZ?
Yeah.
All right, if you tilt it up, there's an air bubble right here.
Yeah, but I'm saying, where do you put, like,
your mouth? All right, so what you do.
Where do I put the hole based on?
See that? Thumb and other thumb should be lined up. It's sacred geometry. Sacred
geometry
of a beer.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the bite right here.
You're gonna put the bite right at the OZ.
Okay. But mine doesn't line up right there.
Oh. Yeah, all cans are different. Remember that everyone's different. But they all have beer in them.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
I made my hole too big. Now I gotta open my mouth.
My hole's pretty big.
Like I'm eating a fat cheeseburger.
All right. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Love you, brother. Oh, shout out this window house. Made of a lot of windows.
All right, goodbye.